It's the bat. Whoa, he's actually a wrist bracelet. What? Whoa. Woo! I love this wrist bracelet. I think it's cool. Look how the bat just attaches to my wrist. Whoa. It's like I'm Batman now. What? All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Okay, so just plowing through our practice test there. Okay, so these next two might confuse you. You're going to have to follow these steps to ace it on the test. So you're going to be using your graphing calculator, right? Using your graphing calculator is the name of the game, right? So you're going to have to, I would probably use Zoom. Well, first do y1 is equal to this equation. y2 is equal to this equation. I would do Zoom 7 to help us out there to get the right window. But then you're also going to have to change your window for the x values from the x values. So your x min and your x maximum is going to be from 0 to 2 pi. And then you have to trace over to your intersection. Trace over to your intersection. And then after you do that, trace over your intersection, then you'll go second calc. And you'll use the option 5 intersect feature. And then you'll go enter, enter, enter to get each of those. To get each of those intersections, you go enter, enter, enter. First curve, second curve, enter, and then guess, and then enter. So let's give all that a try. Let's go. So we're going to go to y equals. We're going to clear our screen there. It'll be an easy one on the test if you've practiced. So just like anything else, practice. So we have 3 sine 2x equals, so the other side will be 1 plus 5 sine x. Cool. And then we'll go ahead and graph those. See, you don't see an intersection yet. So we're going to have to go to Zoom Treg, which is Zoom 7. So first do Zoom 7. Zoom Treg. Zoom 7 is a Z-Treg, is what that is. So we'll use a different color there. Check. Okay, so Zoom Treg, that's better, that's better. And we'll have to go to our window. And we actually are going from 0, x minimum is 0, to 2 pi. So 0 to 2 pi, 6.28, 3.1415926 times 2. And then we'll go graph. And wow, there's no intersection. What is going on? So 0 to 2 pi, make sure you calculate. Oh, make sure it's in radians. I thought I was in radians. Maybe not. Maybe I'm in degrees. So make sure your calculator's in the mode. Make sure, oh, I'm in degrees. I need to be in radians. So now we'll go back to Windows, 0 to 2 pi. Good. We'll go back to graph. There we go. Okay, so I think I see between 0 and 2 pi, I think I see 2 intersections. There's one of them. So we go trace over there, and then second calc, and then you go to option 5, intersection, and then you push enter, enter, enter. And so that's going to be 3.23. So 3.23 round to the nearest tenth. So round to the nearest tenth is just 3.2. So our answer is going to be x equals 3.2. And let's find that other intersection. And so you're going to go to trace, and you're going to go all the way down to this other intersection where I can see that it crosses. So right there. So second calc, intersect, intersection, enter, first curve, enter, second curve, enter, third curve, enter. We get 5.38 or 5.4. So 5.38, which rounds up to 5.4. These are our 2 answers. And so that's how you do it. Yeah, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Cool. So give that a try. Give that a try with number 12 next. So you go to y equals and you change your 2 functions. Now, how do you do the squared is the question mark. So you're going to have to do tangent of x in your calculator with another parentheses and then squared. And then cosine of x, okay? Because the calculator doesn't know how to handle the squared there. So tangent of x all squared. There you go. Times cosine of x. Cool. And then that's going to be in our first equation. It's going to be in our first equation there. So that's going to be y1. And then this one right here will be your y2 equals 5 cosine of x. So now you do 5 cosine of x. There you go. And now we have some intersections there. We have 4 of them. We have 4 of them. And so I think I helped you on Canvas a little bit with these to help you know where they are. So here's the second intersection. So second calc, we go to option 5, intersection, enter, enter, enter. And so that's going to be 1.99 or just 2. So that would be x equals 2. I think there was one just before it, so let me see. So you try the rest of these on your own. You go ahead and get those other intersections. Let me see here. So another one is way up here. And so second calc, intersect, enter, enter, enter. So that's going to be about 1.15 or 1.2. So 1.15 or 1.2 is our answer. So you find the other two. You got this. You behind the screen. Try it on your own. You got this. You can do intersection with your calculator. You got this. Okay, do you remember how to do word problems? A couple of those on the test to help you. So the aerial run in Snowbird, Utah. The aerial run is 8,395 feet long. So we're talking about a long run, right? And then the vertical drop is 2,900 feet. So there's our vertical drop. If the slope are constant, estimate the angle of elevation that the run makes with the horizontal. Wham! Okay, so we're going to have to reverse drawing that because we're doing a angle of elevation, which means to go upwards. So there's our 2,900. So there's our 2,900 there. We want to go upwards. Pause me. Try it on your own. Okay, so here we go. So then they say that the aerial run is 8,395 feet. So they want to know that. They want to know the angle of elevation, which is that angle right there. So we have to first label our triangle. So first label it, opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. So this is our opposite of our angle. This is the adjacent side, which we don't know. And then this is hypotenuse. So which trig function uses opposite and hypotenuse? Which trig function? You got this memorized. Come on. Opposite hypotenuse is sine. So sine is equal to opposite of our hypotenuse, where our opposite is 2,900 and our hypotenuse is 8,395. Cool. So you're trying to find that question mark, that angle. You can call it theta, you can call it x, whatever you want to do. You got to solve for it though. And so we're going to go ahead and inverse sine to find the missing angle. And if you do it on one side, you have to do it on the other side. Inverse sine. So we're going to go ahead and make sure our mode, make sure our mode is back in what? Make sure our mode is back in degrees. So switch back to degrees. Switch back to degrees, there we go. Cool. So now we're going to go ahead and plug that into our calculator. Now that we switch back in degrees, we're going to go second inverse, so second sine. Use the second button first, and then sine. And then we're going to do 2,900 divided by 8,395. And we get our angle there of 20.2 degrees. Nice. So then theta equals 20.2, is that what it was? 20.2 degrees to the nearest degree. To the nearest tenth of a degree, yeah. So 20.2 degrees is our answer. 20.2 degrees is our answer. Cool. Okay, next one is the top of a lighthouse. Like a lighthouse standing on a... Whoa. top of the lighthouse is 120 meters above sea level, the top of the lighthouse. So here is our lighthouse. What's the worst lighthouse ever, Mr. Newgold? Yeah, lighthouse. I don't know. Okay, so there's our lighthouse. So it's 120 meters above sea level from the top of the lighthouse. The measure of the angle of depression to a boat on the ocean is 43 degrees. This is the tricky part now. Do you remember angle of depression? Do you remember? So it has to do with the horizontal and then down. So that's your 43 degrees. That's your 43 degrees. And then here's our boat now, right here. There's our boat, and to the water, to the sea level there. Cool. So how far is the boat from the foot of the lighthouse? That's the horizontal distance right here. So that's what they want you to find. They tell us the top of the lighthouse is 120 meters above sea level. Cool. Sokitoa, 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 Sokitoa. Which one is it? Which one? Label your triangle first. So that's going to be on the opposite of our angle of depression, right? If you want to, this is going to have to go ahead and do alternate. Interior angles are congruent. So now this is actually 43 degrees looking backwards. And then this is our opposite sign. And they want you to find the adjacent distance, right? I mean, you could also do up here, and then this is 120. Either way, it's going to work. And so which one uses opposite and adjacent? So that's going to be tangent. Opposite, adjacent, tangent. Opposite, adjacent, tangent. So remember that it goes trig function of the angle, either sine, cosine, or tangent, equals side. Put it on your note card. Side over side. So our side is opposite, 120, over our adjacent x. And now to solve for x, you're going to have to switcheroo. Switcheroozy. So we're going to multiply. So we're going to go ahead and multiply by x now. Go to multiply by x. So we're going to go ahead and multiply by x over to the other side. Switcheroo. So multiply x to the other side, get it out of the bottom. And then divide by tangent 43. Divide by tangent 43 degrees. And so that's going to be solving for x. So x equals 120 over tangent 43 degrees. 120 divided by tangent 43 degrees is, so 128.68, or 128.68, which is 128.7. And so that's not going to be degrees. What is that? It's going to be meters. It's going to be meters. Is our answer there? So 128.7 meters. Beautiful. So you try the next one. Try number 15 now. A shark sighting in a shark sightseeing boat. I actually did seals and puffins. Show you the picture next time. Or ask me about it. Seals and puffins. A passenger spots a great whale shark and estimates the angle of depression from the boat to the shark is 20 degrees. So here's our boat. Okay, so angle of depression goes across and it goes down. And so here's our shark. Whoa. Well, that's a weird looking shark. Yeah, that is awful new. That's not even a shark. I don't know. I'm trying, okay. Teeth. Shark. Yeah. There's the dorsal fin. Ooh. Okay, so it's going to be 20 degrees. It's going to be the angle of depression. Angle of depression. So if the horizontal distance from the boat to the shark, that's the horizontal distance, is 50 feet, at what depth is the shark swimming in the water? And so they want to know this guy right here, what depth is it? Okay, so you got to label your triangle now. So always label it Label your triangle, label it on opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Try it on your own, pause me. Try it on your own, pause me, try it on your own. So from our angle, this is going to be the opposite side. And this is actually the hypotenuse, and this will be the adjacent side. So again, this is going to be opposite over adjacent, which is tangent. Did you get tangents? So tangent of 20 degrees is equal to opposite x over adjacent 50. This is the easier one. So you're going to multiply by 50 over to the other side. Whoa. So plug that into your calculator, and you get 50 tangent 20. And so we get 18.1 or 18.2 is our answer in feet. Cool. So now you have to ace those word problems, right? Ace those word problems. Okay, beautiful. So next, do you remember how to solve right triangles? SOHITOA side, opposite hypotenuse side. So let's see, little c is equal to 25 centimeters. Angle A is equal to 15 degrees. They want you to solve the whole right triangle, solve the whole thing. So from our angle, this is going to be the opposite side. Don't find the other angle, don't confuse yourself. Just stick with the one they give you first. Stick with the angle first. Stick with the angle first. Right? Stick with the angle first. So opposite adjacent hypotenuse. Beautiful. Pause me. Pause me. Pause me. Try it on your own. Try it on your own. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do opposite and hypotenuse, right? Let's solve for A. You can solve for B first. We'll solve for A. So we're going to do opposite over hypotenuse. So what is opposite over hypotenuse? So opposite hypotenuse is sine. So sine of 15 degrees is equal to opposite A over hypotenuse 25. And so that's beautiful because all we have to do now is multiply by 25 to the other side and plug into our calculator. Way-o. So we get 25 sine of 15 degrees. And so little a is equal to 6.47. Little a is equal to 6.47. So we'll round to the nearest answer at the end. It depends if you use Pythagorean there or not, so I guess we could put it. So that's going to be 6.5 because we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So that's what A is equal to. Let's do B, which is adjacent, which is going to be the same exact thing, but it's going to be cosine. So cosine of 15 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is B, over hypotenuse 25. And now we'll just multiply by 25 over to that side. And we plug that into our calculator. Excellent. So 25 cosine, 15 degrees now doing cosine. And that's going to give us 24.14. So that's just going to give us 24.1. So 24.1 is what's going to give us there. It's centimeters. So cool. So we found all the sides. And now we just need to find the missing angle. And since this is 90 degrees, so 180 minus 90 is of course 90. And then 90 minus 15 is 85? No, 75? Yeah, 90 minus 10 is 81. Yep. So that's going to be 75 degrees is what angle B is. What angle B is. Did you get it right? Try it on your own. Pause me, try it on your own. Try 17 on your own. Way-o. Try 17 on your own there. So little b is 6 inches, little c is 13. We can do Pythagorean theorem to find little a. So that's going to be a squared is equal to 36. No. A squared plus 36 is equal to 169. Remember, pause me. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pause me. Try it on your own. Pause me. Okay, so we'll minus 36 to the other side. That's a 3. And 6 minus 3 is 3. And 1. So we get a squared is equal to 133. We'll square root both sides, round to the nearest tenth. And so that's going to be the square root of 133, which is 11.5. So we get little a is 11.5. Now you have to decide if you want to find opposite or adjacent. So let's square 133 again. Okay, so then I would probably go for these two, right? I would go always for the hypotenuse. And then choose an angle. I'm going to choose. You have to choose. I choose A. You could have chose B, but I chose A. You have to choose and stick with it. So that means that this is going to be then the opposite side, and this is going to be the adjacent side. And so we're going to use adjacent and hypotenuse to solve for the missing angle A. Right? Question mark. And so what is adjacent and hypotenuse? Adjacent over hypotenuse is cosine. So cosine of angle A, we're trying to solve for A, is equal to adjacent 6 over hypotenuse 13. And so how do you find a missing angle? You inverse cosine. And so we're now going to plug that into our calculator. Do you remember how to inverse cosine? So you go inverse cosine of 6 divided by 13, and we get 62.5. So we get angle A is equal to 62.5 degrees. So that's 62.5 degrees. And then, of course, you can just do 90 minus that to get the other angle. Right? 90 minus that to get angle B now. And so we're going to go ahead and do 90 minus 62.5. And we get 27.5. Whoa! Cool. So I hope you can do that on the test. Can you solve the whole triangle? I hope you can. Hope you can solve the whole triangle on the test. Wayo. Solve the whole triangle on the test. Wayo. Okay, cool. Now we're going to use the law of sines or cosines to solve each right triangle. So this is going to be an angle and a side. And so angle, and side uses the law of sines. Right? If it's angle, side, or angle, side, angle, anything like that, you use the law of sines. So I'm going to come back to that now because I got to head home. My wife's waiting for me. So thanks for watching. Do the next video tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye for now.